Welcome everybody, we are spawning on the map Ion, and we have our first game of the final group of the round of 32.
Yeah.
Spawning in the top left corner, representing Root for Root, he is the yellow Zerg player, Petraeus.
And his opponent in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, the blue Protoss, looking to make a showing here in this tournament. Well, really, I think he just wants to take it home. He's looking for all the opportunities to continue making his name for himself, especially after that WCS news we're going to talk about. We'll see how he does in today's group. Give it up for JYP.
JYP. Alrighty.
So, Tempo.
Yeah?
Both guys are opening up with really macro builds, so I got a question for you.
Okay.
Tell me your thoughts on the region lock, the residency lock.
Ooh. Alright.
If you guys haven't heard, what I'm asking him about is WCS has announced that they are doing region locks or residency locks, basically. So you have to compete in the region that you live in, and you can't compete in regions other than where you live.
Yeah.
Tell me your thoughts, man.
I think we've been wanting this for quite a long time. You know, as far as growing, I feel like the present, state of NA esports is actually pretty awesome. You know what I mean? Like, just seeing the past two Red Bull Battlegrounds and whatnot, and how much people do love to root for the hometown hero and whatnot, but sometimes it does feel like a lot of the North Americans and whatnot just can't, get to as far as they would like to in it because of saying people coming, say, from Korea or different regions to the actual respective regions. So I think I'm pretty excited about it. I'm very happy that it's going to be like that because I do like watching North American esports and people that I'm more familiar with as personalities as well, and just when they compete against each other, it's you get some pretty interesting games. But of course you get people that are kind of annoyed and they're like, well, I guess it's just some more Code B StarCraft because it's not going to be Koreans and whatnot. But
but yeah, we all know what you're talking about. For instance, Ruff's planetary fortresses and map sleepers, and we definitely do see more interesting play styles. All right.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I myself, I know a lot of people have different opinions about it, but I'm pretty excited about it. And I've got a chance to cast a lot of the North American players, as well as, meeting the EU players and whatnot. But
I personally, man, I agree with a lot of what you're saying. I'm really excited for it because I think it's going to create multiple types of StarCraft to watch again. You're going to be able to watch, hometown heroes and your best of North American talent and more diversity in gameplay. Mm-hmm. And then if you want, you can go watch the WCS Korea. You can see
Pro League.
Yeah, you have all these high tier tournaments by just watching through a different avenue, and it creates like a really big variety. So that's something that is particularly exciting about it for me. Hey, I want to point out real quick this pylon that's just from JYP.
Oh my god, it gets found.
It does, and that's actually really going to upset JYP. Because
look at how many gateways he's hitting.
Yeah.
Yep. I didn't see, though.
If he had 6 gateways and that pylon in the main base, I tell you, I think he had the game easily. But pylon does get scouted, so.
Yeah, and there's no other pylon on the map either. So JYP was adding on, how many gateways? Like 5 more in addition to the first one, so. He was going to try to do some kind of +1, but he would have been able to do some economic damage beforehand.
Beautiful force field here from JYP. Going to segment off over half the lings. I think he kills, 6 lings or so there. Exactly 6 lings. And only 3 were left on the low ground. A couple reinforcements do arrive, but this is a much less scary force from Petraeus. You can actually move out against this very easily with 2 sentries and a zealot.
Yeah. Well, Petraeus, though, is going to be setting up to get his third as well. And I don't know if he knows exactly what JYP is up to. He does see that the 2 gases have been taken, but notice that JYP is not mining from them just yet, because he is going to go ahead and do this 6-gate pressure.
Well, he's actually...
he is going to take a third, okay.
JYP does go for the expand. A couple Zerglings are going to harass us, but remember, it's many less Zerglings than we were counting before. Force Field should be able to keep this Nexus safe.
Yep. And he'll grab it. A lot of sentries here in order to deal with Lings, and of course Petraeus is going to be going for Roach Ling. It's kind of standard that you do try to pressure with Roach Ling if Petraeus will try to get their third base. And now JYP, you know, he's going to go ahead, grabbing his gases in his main, or rather his natural, and he's going to go into a kind of a macro game, because if you look at it, the probes and the drones are equal, and JYP is still producing probes, so that third is not like one where he makes it and then just doesn't make any units at it, but he has to be careful.
Yeah, and he's going to manage to repel these Zerglings with very little issue, but there are a number of Roaches on the way. I don't think it's quite enough to do anything substantial here. There's only 10 Roaches. He will have Glial Reconstitution and Burrow here. Burrow's going to be ready in 50 seconds. And just taking a look at the third, he's got some detection, but actually with the army not in position, he could pick off this cannon and utilize Burrow pretty well if he doesn't. I don't think he's going to have a problem getting this cannon. The only thing he might have a problem with is his counterattack that may be on the way from JYP.
Yeah, it's going across the map right now, and Petraeus is actually at the third. And he decides not to go ahead and pressure anymore and try to meet that army. Maybe just get home and regroup and get a lot of his units together. But JYP is setting up for a very powerful +2 Blink Stalker attack. And I think Petraeus is kind of hip to it. He knows exactly, well, it feels, he has a sense that he knows what's going on. I believe that he did see the Twilight. Yeah. So he's going to get Burrow and the Burrow movement and just mass Roaches most likely. And it's incredibly well. It works incredibly well because of the lack of detection, mobile detection rather.
Oh,
so
man.
Those Roaches regenerate HP so fast.
Yeah, Petraeus has exactly what he needs to hold off this attack. He's going to be in a fantastic position moving into the mid game, but he needs to take a fourth. He'll push back this attack, and that was a really early recall from JYP, which was a great call. He didn't try to fight the army. If he had, he would have realized halfway through it that Petraeus actually had Burrow, and then he couldn't do any significant damage. So instead, JYP gets a very nice mass recall, and now he's going to try to hold off this attack from Petraeus.
Yeah, and I think Petraeus is going to wait until that tunneling clause is finished, because once those force fields go out, and you burrow, and then you move under those the rest of that gateway force, these Roaches will do a lot of work, and even if they don't kill everything, I'm sure that the sentries, the important gas units, will be taken out. Now, like what JYP is doing here, he's going to be throwing down that Dark Shrine, and maybe try to catch Petraeus a little bit off guard, because Petraeus doesn't have any Spore Crawlers in any of his mineral lines, and he does have this really hidden proxy pylon on the left side of the map. So that's kind of a cheeky move that could force Petraeus' attention elsewhere. But here comes the Shark Attack.
It is a Shark Attack. JYP has not seen even Burrow at all. He has no idea. The unburrow from Petraeus comes up under all the sentries, and this is going to spell the defamation of JYP's army, as Petraeus now has killed all the sentries, half the rest of the army, and he's going to move forward. He has there's a couple cannons that went down in the natural, but that's not going to hold off this massive Roach Hydra with reinforcements.
In the third of Petraeus, those DTs are putting in some work, getting a lot of kills already. I think it was about 5 total, but Petraeus is moving in for the kill. He doesn't care right now, because if he can solidify this attack and kill all of the units of JYP, I don't think JYP is going to be able to hold.
The DTs are barely a factor. As long as Petraeus kills them, which he has more than enough to do, he's going to be just fine. He's going to kill the entire main base of JYP. He's going to take game number 1, and all he has to do is make sure not to forget about the DTs at home.
Exactly, and make sure that he does not lose that Overseer. If he loses that Overseer, this could change very well. The Overseer does go down, and now JYP, if he morphs in or warps in a couple of DTs, it's going to be a little bit of time before the Overseers Petraeus are going to come back.
It won't be too long. Petraeus, thinking one step ahead, already had another Overseer made and en route. There are 6 DTs, so he does burrow the Roaches, but he's about to unburrow because the Overseer is on its way.
Yep. You have to give it up to JYP and Petraeus here. 27 workers to 10 workers killed, of course, in Petraeus' favor. Another that Overseer goes down. The blink by JYP is good, and JYP is fighting his way back into this game.
But 4 Overseers on the way. One of them sniped down beautifully by JYP. The next presenting itself. If Petraeus can keep it protected, he's going to be in a great position.
Oh my God! JYP putting in work, putting up a great fight, but will it be enough, Kibbles?
He's making the moves he needed to keep the advantage in that fight, but I think that's the only advantage that he had in this entire game. The last vestiges of the Stalkers are being chased down, and with it, I think Petraeus' lead becomes completely solidified.
Look at this one Hydralisk. He just headbutt a probe. He said, "What's up?" and just headbutt him.
Do you even lift?
Right? do you even Ocho Cinco? Like, what? He literally just destroyed it, but he was going to work on that Nexus, didn't get the kill, but here comes the next wave of Petraeus' army, making sure that he has that Overlord speed with those Overseers, and god, do they move so fast.
There's no way for JYP to deal with this. The only option he has is to come in once again and snipe the Overseers, but this time, there's 3 of them, and trust me, Petraeus, he's going to be looking a lot closer at them.
Yeah, and he's gonna go ahead. He does have that +1 upgrade, but JYP does have the +2, but it's not enough. Petraeus takes game.
Oh,
Yo.
Patreon.com/ASL.
Who shall begin?
all right, ladies and gentlemen, we are now in the game. In the top right-hand corner of the map. The blue Protoss player, he's got to play his way back into this set because he is currently behind. Give it up for
JYP.
Chip.
Chip.
Mr. Tempo, who is his opponent?
His opponent is from New Zealand, but currently living in the United States of America. He is the Red Zerg, up 1. 1 game away from going to that winner's match, representing Root for Root it is.
We talked about it before, man.
Petraeus.
This guy is quite skilled. I bet a lot of people were like, oh, JYP? GSL code, a former GSL Code S Korean Protoss? No way.
You're right.
Petraeus is that good, man. He is playing real, probably the best, I think definitively the best he's ever played in his career right now.
I agree. Wow.
Hopefully it just keeps going up. And check this out. He's like, hey, I know the cannon rush you can do on this map. And guess what? Guess what,
He's already
JYP?
scouted it.
You're not going to do it.
And the best part for him is that he did go for the pool first as well. So, canceled already, realizes that it's just not going to work. And now JYP, though, yeah, it's not really that bad for JYP at all. You know, it's an attempt that he did try. Luckily, the pylon did not finish. So, he's just going to go ahead and play it like a regular game. Forge Fast Expand. Didn't lose too many minerals off of that. 25.
Not at all.
Oh, but look at this, Kibbles.
I love it.
What rhymes with gold? What
What
rhymes with old?
Cobalt.
Wait.
Trolled.
I
Sold.
got sick up old. But yes,
Oh,
here we go.
gold,
Oh,
which gets
yes.
scouted by
I was gonna
JYP.
say, what rhymes with doubted is scouted, as it does get scouted by JYP. And now JYP has no doubt in his mind that Petraeus is trying to do something funky.
From this
Can he
gold
do anything about it? No.
You just Tempo. You don't let me throw in the rhymes, man. We'll
My
see.
bad.
He's gonna go Stargate. It's super fast, super mobile, but we'll have to see. It's a little tough for you to counter good Stargate aggression when like Zealot Stargate. I really love like a +1 Zealot into Phoenix against this build, especially with the fact that you can warp in actually from this high ground on the corner.
Yeah.
Really, really close to that gold base. But we'll see. We'll see what JYP opts to do.
Yeah. He doesn't seem to be panicking at all. I'm sure that he's faced it before. And
Pylon actually starts at a really good time for him to... okay, there it is. Yeah, it is going to be a Stargate up in the top. But he's going to opt to hide it instead of building in a very forward position.
yeah. Well, let's see. What do you think we see out of here? An Oracle, most likely? Or do you think he'll go right into Phoenix and do the kind of standard Protoss play where you do like Robo?
So most of the time we're seeing Protosses open with Oracles because most Zergs have figured out how to defend against Phoenix. Like, you can either open 6 Queen and make Spores much later if they keep making past 4 Phoenix, or you can just drop, Spore Crawlers right away and a couple Zealots, or a couple Zerglings. But here actually we've got a couple Zealots. No, they'll be dealt with just fine by JYP, and actually a nice micro, keeping those Zerglings alive. But yeah, he is gonna go with the Oracles. I thought it may actually be Phoenix here, even though it normally isn't. Because this gold is so far forward, it makes it kind of tough for the queens to reinforce each other if you chrono out a lot of Phoenix really quick. But no, he's just going to play it totally standard, goes for the Oracle. So
Yeah.
doesn't get scouted, notably. Check out this Overlord.
Oh, he's going to miss it. Yeah, and you know what? He's going to see 2 gateways. And he might not even think that it's going to be a Stargate, you know? He just sees 2 gateways. That's really the only info he gets. But he sees the gas. And he's like, what the hell could this possibly be? So here comes the Oracle, though, and there's no Spore Crawler here.
Yeah, but there are 2 queens, and that's going to be enough to at least repel the Oracle. Not before it gets 4 kills, which is, you know, really cute. But that's not quite enough for JYP.
The poor drones, man. They just died, and you called it cute, man. Wow, what kind of human are you?
It's because drones are actually so adorable. They should appreciate it. They're so adorable that even when they die, they're still like, really, really cute.
Yeah, they like, look up to the light like, ooh, lunar eclipse. No, that's an Oracle. Pulsar beam about to wreck you. But
So
yeah, 4 kills is not too much. I would say a kind of a cute little move for an Oracle.
something that's really, really cool here. Petraeus, he's reading this like absolutely perfect. Look at this scout from the Overlord. JYP doesn't see the Overlord, but the Overlord, you know, it sees the Nexus. And so Petraeus he already took a 4th tempo, and he's doing nothing but drones. He's going for 1-1 Ling right now. This is going to be sick. Like, I wonder if he goes for a fast Spire and Corruptors. We'll see. If a couple more Queens fire up here, if he fires like 3 or 4 more Queens up, he actually could be doing something really, really interesting. But it may just be Roach Ling to start.
Yeah. I mean, you'll find out sooner or later, right? I mean, the lair has completed already, and we haven't seen any lair tech yet except for that Roach speed. So the fact that he is going for that melee upgrade means that he's not just going to try to go Roach Hydra Viper, you know? It's going to be something else.
Looked like he may have gotten the Mothership Core there, but
that would have been...
managed to catch it.
Yeah, that would have been huge. Especially if you get the Mothership Core at this stage of the game, your Roach Ling attack is so much more powerful because you don't have to wait for the Photon Overcharge at the 3rd if you decide to assault it. So really, really nice awareness there from JYP, not losing it and kind of throwing the game there before it even begins, really.
Yeah, that would have put him in a really tough spot. We could have seen a bunch of aggression out of Petraeus, actually. But JYP is going to move out with a small force, but Petraeus is actually, you know, prepared for this kind of nice. Not a terrible way.
The Queens are not prepared, though.
Yeah.
Gotta go ahead and get a little bit that Illidan medicine, as they are not. But there's a lot of units here for Petraeus. Using that gold base to the fullest.
Observer does get
goes
picked
down.
off. Yeah. And, you know, after game 1, I think that's going to instill a little bit of fear in JYP because he doesn't see a lot of tech here. And he's like, yeah, you could totally have Burrow. Like, you don't have a Hydras and plus, you know, 1-1 or Mutas or anything crazy. And, in fact, with that lack of information, I think he's going to try to get a little scouting done with this Oracle, actually.
Yep, he is going to go ahead and see if there's a 4th. But the 4th is at the 3rd, which is funny to say, of course. But we do see that Spire coming into play. And I've seen this before, right? The Swarm Host, but you get the melee upgrades, and then just transition into this crazy late game melee-based timing.
Beautiful attention from JYP. He's going to pull back that Oracle just in time. He even gets off the Revelation on this group here.
Yep, now he's tripled his cuteness up to 12, see? So he's 3 times as cute as he was, well, when he started. And he's going to probably go in for more, and it's really nice to keep your Oracle alive because you're able to go ahead and be annoying with it, diverting attention, and just killing the drones, you know? Although Petraeus has quite a bit of drones to spare, 80 drones to 65 probes.
So, not a lot of speed links, though, for Petraeus. So, I don't think JYP is in really any danger with this attack. Even if he loses... Well, actually, there's a bit of a flank from this... No, okay, they'll be pulling back. So, he's going to come in and press right now. There's a bunch of Swarm Hosts. He doesn't know about
a lot of Roaches at the 3rd of JYP as well, and he's forced to recall.
Yeah. I don't think overall that's too bad, though. He was probably going to recall anyways, but this Colossus will severely set back JYP if it goes down. Will it? I think he could pull probes and save it.
Oh, he is going to do it exactly.
Oh, God.
Hero Roach
might die. I think that Colossus
he's going down. Oh, Hero Roach. And he lives.
What a hero.
The Protoss army is so scared of him that they're like, that guy, he's nuts. He's crazy. That Roach is nuts. He's Loco Rocho, man. He's out of control. Living La Vida Rocha.
Loco Rocho.
But he runs into a cannon, and it's going to be the end.
All right, so the question I've got for you now, Tempo, is what does JYP do about these Swarm Hosts? Like, he really, really needs Colossi right now. His Colossus count was just, if you will, effectively reset. He's going to be worrying about pumping out Colossi, but 16 Mutalisks are on the way right now, and they're about to spawn. Some of them are.
Yep. And the +1 upgrade is already about to finish. +2 melee is on the way. Did he get Carapace?
I feel like Petraeus is just running a clinic right now on JYP.
For real. I mean, I don't even know, man. Petraeus is playing some of the best StarCraft, like you were saying, not only just today, but I mean, just recently. You
Of
know?
his life.
Yeah, exactly. This, you know, they always do say the year, you know, Summer of Tasia, Decade of God, and I just, you
The
know,
time
Petraeus is
of
like that
Petraeus.
sleeper hit. Exactly.
All
I'm
right,
very
well-
impressed by the. Wow.
Yep.